Oh my God, it is working. Yes. Hello, beautiful people. I tried to actually get a quiet spot to do this because there's people in the background, because obviously we're at the boot camp in Dubai. But it was working because there's too many people robbing the internet actually. But before we get going, I actually want to show you this. Let me just see what we're doing. So check this out. Actually, this is our private villa, our private mansion. Got some beautiful people over there. They're all talking about changing the world. Oh, this one's really beautiful. She's my new friend. This is Annika. She's beautiful. And then there's some people over there. And there's beautiful Annika, no. And there's some people in there. Obviously, this is us. And of course we actually have, look at this, we've got a private beach. I don't know, that actually is the best. And then over here you've got all the big high rises. Who's actually been to Dubai? If any one of you have been to Dubai, let me know. This is my first time in Dubai, so I was extremely quite grateful to come here because yes, I have traveled. I've traveled a lot. Let me come back in. Okay, I'm even not wearing any makeup today. Oh, it's a bit bright, I can't see. Well, that's what happens when it's nice and sunny. So I've been really, in particular, really excited actually to come here because I've traveled a lot. Well, you know that I'm a free spirit and I actually lived out of, you know, a suitcase for about, I don't know, 6 to 9 months. I wish I should actually turn around. You can have the ocean. Do you want to have it this way? Shall I turn around so you can actually see the ocean for everyone that's not? Okay, let's do it this way. Is that cool? Do you prefer that way? Okay, who cares what I look like, right? So there you go. You can see the, yes, that's better. So as I said, we all know I'm a bit of a free spirit, but Dubai I've not been to, so extremely grateful to be here, extremely grateful actually to be around the people that I am, because obviously there are no coincidences, you know what I mean, coincidences, there you go. And actually I've not done my Facebook Live yesterday. I'm naughty, but we were traveling, we were in transit, and actually Frankfurt's terrible for Wi-Fi, which is crazy. And then we got here, and then you know, we stayed up till about 1 o'clock, and obviously me being the coach in the group, I decided that we should all set our intention for the week here, and there was 10 of us left, and literally what started with sharing an intention ended in me coaching 10 people on the spot and giving them immense spiritual healing and insights. And people were sharing stuff, like, obviously I'm not gonna give you the details of it, but like people were sharing like so vulnerably, right, being so vulnerable. It was amazing. And like I'm talking, we've got a crowd here from all walks of lives, all different ages. I think the youngest is probably about 23 or something, and to have such a really grown-up, conscious, awake conversation with the 23-year-old, talk to him about, you know, success being your birthright, and you don't need to seek external validation, but you actually validate yourself, and the journey of being a prince and stepping into a king, far out. Like my heart is like full of gratitude for the conversations that we've had, and obviously I'm gonna feel like I'm like the mama coach here, so I'm gonna be coaching a few people and doing some healings, and I just offered that, you know, that's my intention for the week. So why not? It's the gift of giving, right? The gift of giving, because obviously, you know, the impact that you make on others will have a massive ripple effect into the world, and it's all going to come back to you anyway, tenfold and hundredfold, because that's how the universe works, right? So that's sort of been like sneak peek into what's been happening here. I'm really proud that we went to bed really late. I think the latest of us about 2:30 something, and I decided that I'm going to do a group meditation, which I've never done. I love meditating myself, and I meditate every morning because it actually primes me and grounds me and connects me and gives me the clarity to really step into my high vibe badassery, and just do my thing all day. And because of the conversations we've had, I decided that, you know what, why not have another leap of faith and do a group meditation, which we did right here on our private beach this morning. We got up about 6 o'clock. Obviously, sun was up. It was already warm, which, come on, I know if you live in Australia, you're like, especially if you live on the Gold Coast, you're like, it's always warm. But when you spend 2 years in Europe, I'm telling you now, it feels like I've spent 2 years in winter. And to wake up in the morning and to have this most beautiful weather is something I'm extremely grateful for. And to do, obviously, the morning meditation was wonderful. So it's been an amazing couple of days already. And what I wanted to share with you today is I guess, you can see it as a business strategy, you can see it as a spiritual growth, you can see it as an opportunity to just change your perspective. And I want to talk to you about the topic of, there is either struggle or progress. And it's been something that we've talked about yesterday. It's something that I picked up recently again. I've been listening and studying HP, How to Be a High Performer by Brendan Burchard. And he talks about that there only is either struggle or progress. And I'm like, yeah, it totally makes sense, because I always talk about that you're either growing or dying, because at the end of the day, if you look into the universe, like the grass is either growing or it's crying. It's not crying, it's not crying neither. It is either growing or it is dying. Together makes it growing, by the way. But so does the trees, and the trees don't even ask you for fucking permission to see how fast it can grow, in what direction they could grow. They don't even wonder or ask themselves where they're going to get the water from to grow. They just do, right? So I've always known that life is really about you, obviously, constantly stepping into becoming a new version of yourself. And I call it like doing an upgrade into the next 2.0 version of yourself. And I said to the guys in here that obviously we will never be the same again after this week here in Dubai. We will have all stepped into a 2.0 version of ourselves. And obviously, if you're not growing, if you're not constantly seeking to become a better person, and we're not talking about flying to the moon or doing something totally crazy, even though if that's what you want, then go for it. But I'm talking about just constantly going within, and maybe it's about becoming a better parent, a better mom, a better friend, a better partner, a better daughter, a better sister, a better leader for your team, a better badass coach for your tribe, because after all, isn't that what life is all about? That's really what it's about, right? Isn't that the definition of success? Success is you constantly working on yourself in order to achieve all the things that you that you set out for, that you truly desire. That's like success, right? Success is not going to be measured in how much money you make or how many clients you've got on your books or how big your team is, but it is actually about you committing to yourself, committing to your growth, committing to doing all that you can, knowing that success is an inside job first, and knowing that striving gets you to achieve what you truly desire over time, right? So in that, I don't know, let's not get too freaking spiritual today, but it might, because that's obviously the energy that we're in. But if you accept that success is your birthright, then at the end of the day, it's not a question of whether you're going to be successful. It's just going to be a question of how fast can you manifest the change? How fast can you manifest the success? And it becomes about acceleration, right? The speed. That's the exciting part, knowing that you can speed things up if you really give yourself permission to be a manifesting, boss queen, right? That's totally freaking cool. So if you accept that, if you with that view of the world, and first of all, give me some love. Come on, I'm sitting here in beautiful Dubai, sweating more than I'm proud of. I'm kidding, not too bad. Just kidding. Got my bathers on. I'm probably going to go for a little swim after this. But if you get this view, if you're vibing the same, if you truly believe that, life is, oh my God, there's another one doing a little Facebook live. So if you're with that view, so then let me know, right? If you totally get that life is about growing or dying, then that's cool. And here's obviously the icing on the cake. And I'm going to give you 3 steps on how to do that, of course, because some of you do like to know the how. But if you agree with that view, if you know that life is about dying or growing, then you will also understand that really everything in life is either a struggle or progress. Bam! I don't know, but that really excites me, because it's like, it is so true. Like, it literally is a matter of you showing up, giving your best, and sometimes what you think is your best may not be what other perceive to be your best, or you could do better, but it's not about that. It's just about intentional living, having an intention, having a focus, having the clarity, having a vision, knowing what you're striving for, knowing what your purpose is, knowing what you get up for in the morning, why you do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, about the legacy, about the impact, being the best version of yourself for your kids, for your tribe, for the world, whatever it is. And if you get that, then really, it makes it really exciting, because it allows you to give you more responsibility. You can take ownership on a whole new level, because you understand, actually, it's either struggle or progress. It's growing or dying. It's fear or it's love. Okay, so which one do you choose? And the 3 things I've learned from Brendan Burchard, I'm going to pass them on if I remember them correctly. But the first one is, honor the struggle. Okay, so honor the struggle, and for me, I like to call it become a worthy opponent of the challenge. Okay, like, I think that if we honestly if we honor that there are going to be challenges, then we need to also understand that these challenges are only going to make us stronger, right? These challenges are not gonna break us, but they're going to make us. And yes, maybe they will break us to an extent, but I mean, you tell me any challenge that you've had in your life that hasn't made you a better person, so if you really honor the struggle, if you still find gratitude in the most difficult situations, if you can find the fun in adversity, if you can really ground yourself and be present and know that the struggle is here to actually make you a better person, and you become a very worthy opponent of it, I think that shows tremendous courage, and that's going to help you, obviously, to grow and keep progressing. Step 2, he talks about share your truth and share your ambitions. And obviously, if you're anything like ourselves, a badass boss queen, you all know that we stand for authenticity, we stand for truth, we stand for badassery, and that means we give ourselves permission to be rebellious, to be raw, and to be absolutely revolutionary, because we know that we have the confidence from within to really have it all on our terms. Hashtag no fuck given. And what if you were to just remind yourself of that every single day? What if you were to truly step into your truth every day a little bit more? And what if you were to share that truth with, your loved ones, your family, your kids, your colleagues, your environment, your tribe, your soul sisters? And I think, last night has really shown me exactly what magic happens when people get extremely honest and share the truth. And there were a couple of people who weren't so comfortable, and you could feel the resistance, you could feel the reflection, and you could feel them putting their wall up, but eventually even they took their wall down. And like I said, that is sharing your truth. And you can only do that in a safe space, which is exactly what we've talked about yesterday. This is like one of the reasons why I'm so passionate and so excited to be back in network marketing, because I think network marketing stands for community, for people coming together, striving towards the same goals. And yes, the goals can be different in terms of size. It can be different in terms of, you want to make money, just enough money to pay for your products, or you want to make enough money to contribute to the household, or you want to have a plan B, or you want to turn this plan B into a plan A, or you're like me, where it's about massive leadership and calling forth women. Like, I'm literally calling in an army of like boss queens, badass boss queens, who are wild women who are going to stand, for into their truth and into their worth. And last night was just a perfect example of this. Okay, and then number 3. It is, oh my God, I remembered it. Hang on. Hang on, I'll be with me. Hang on, let me think about it. I knew. Hang on, it is. I got it. I need to just think for a moment. It's all pretty new content, right? That's why I'm sharing it, because it means I learned it too. And obviously, I'm going to impact and help you guys too. The third one is find your why, as in find, you know, the person or the reason what you're doing it for. And it's usually someone that you're doing this for. So who is your someone to fight for? That's it. You know, find that person to fight for. Like, find that person for you that fuels you and inspires you to be the best version. You know, whether it's your tribe, whether it's your kids, whether it's your partner, there's going to be someone, you know, who really, and you know that. I mean, if you go within, you already know that. For me, I say, you know, right now, like, actually, it's my unborn daughter. It's just crazy because no, I'm not pregnant, okay? But for me, it's my unborn child. It's my unborn daughter. I want to pass on everything that I've worked so freaking hard for, as in, it's not actually hard now, but it has been hard, you know, to become the person that I am today, you know, to become that version that I am today. And I'm not finished. You know, I've let go a lot of baggage. I've let go a lot of bullshit. You know, I've gone through some real struggles, but the thing is what I've gained from it, who I've become, the life that I've created for myself, you know, that is, you know, you can't even put a price on that. But to know that I have an impact on people, that I have an impact on my tribe, that I have an impact hopefully on, you know, a person that watches this Facebook Live, and even if it's just you take one little thing away from this, that is definitely why I get up in the morning. To know that I can pass this on to my children, that we have an impact today as a woman on our next generation children. To me, that is everything, you know, to know that I get to actually impact my daughter and I can, you know, really raise her up to be her own boss queen or whatever she wants to become, but to pass on the values, that confidence, that inner belief. You know, she's not going to grow up with this, you know, the bullshit that we grow up with, you know, the not feeling good enough, the comparing yourself, you know, being confined to what society wants you, being told you have to do things a certain way and all this sort of stuff. I mean, certainly it's going to be some rules, you know, don't get me wrong. I'm not just going to be like, you just raise yourself, child, just believe in love and the universe will have you back. So it's, you know, there's going to be obviously some rules and regulations, you know what I mean? But yes, like, you will have that person as well. So as a recap, please honor that life is constantly nudging you forward. Nothing is ever still. Okay, and that seriously, there's only ever progress or the struggle, and you get to choose. And hopefully these three things have inspired you to go within and look at whatever's happening in your life right now, and maybe you want to choose to drop the struggle, maybe you want to choose to drop the story, maybe you're ready to let go and surrender, right? So surrender, let go of the story, let go of the struggle, and tap into the power that you receive if you finally realizing that progress is all what it's all about every day, a little bit more. Okay, so that's it from my end. Obviously, if you've got questions, I can't read the comments because honestly the sun is pretty bright and my battery's about to die and I am sweltering and I've got not that much time before we're going to keep going in our little amazing boot camp. And you see this, I may want to go for a little dip, I may want to go for a little swim. Yes, it's all about work-life balance, right? But here we go. So if you got questions on that, if you watch that later on and it's giving you something to think about, and hopefully it's going to trigger you in a good way. If it triggers you in a bad way, good, you know, so it is. But if it triggers you and you understand that maybe it's actually a bit too hard to let go of the story, if it's a little bit too hard, you know, that you know you have to change, and you probably, I'm going to say, you probably know even what you need to do or what you should be doing, but yet somehow you've just not been able to let go that inner demon, you know, that inner critic, you know, that mean girl inside of your head, and you just somehow continue to play small, continue to struggle even though you don't want to. If that is you, please let me help you. Okay, please send me a message, let's have a conversation, and I promise you, if it's the right fit, if we're like aligned, I will be able to at least point you in the right direction, okay? So that's my commitment to you. I want to help you, same as I've helped these 10 people yesterday. And there's going to be some more healings, there's going to be some more group coachings, and some people actually reached out to do some individual coaching, and I said, sure, you will have literally all I have to give this week. So I'm going to extend this gift to you, okay? So if you're literally feeling emotionally a little bit like this resonates, then reach out. Let's talk about how you can stop the struggle, how you can stop the story, how you can surrender and release and truly step into the power of acknowledging that progress is what it's all about, okay? Mwah. Send me a message or comment below. In the meantime, lots of love from Dubai. And remember, it is definitely time to have the confidence to have it all on your terms. #no fuck given.